Hello, everybody. My name is Ethan, and I gotta stop doing this 2 weeks when I have stuff I need to do. But late night video, as you can see, it's nighttime. And matter of fact, I just got this in my mind, and I wanted to talk about you. We are doing a review of a show that I have wanting to review in a long time, and I'm gonna tell you a story about my connection with this show. But before we do that, let's talk about 90s sitcoms. There was a really good ones. Martin, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Family Matters, The Friends. There was a lot of good, like, 90s sitcom. I don't think Friends was in the 80s. Yeah, Friends was in the 80s. What am I talking about? I mean, I'm from the 2000s, man. What am I talking about? But yeah. There was a lot of good 90s sitcoms, and two that ruled supreme were, of course, Family Matters and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And those shows are pretty good. But there's some things I have with them. And that is, I never really got into Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at all. I've seen a couple of episodes of, like, Daily Motion and random sites here and there, but I never really got into it. Because Will Smith, in my opinion, can be the most likable but unliked person of all time. Like, you're telling me that this kid grew up in the backwaters of Bel Air and he's acting all like this? My man, you don't look like you came out of the struggle. You look like you came out of a fucking TJ Maxx in late 90s. And yeah, a lot of the serious episodes were pretty good and stuff like that, but I couldn't take Will Smith seriously at all. I couldn't take anybody seriously at all, especially when they had a Jurassic Park joke in the freaking show. I never really got into it. The messages are great for the era in the 90s where a lot of like racial diversity and crazy stuff was happening, especially in LA where the show was, well, produced and made. But I never really got into it at all. I got into Family Matters though. Family Matters is nice. But yet again, this is his greatest flaw and his greatest strength. Steve Urkel. Urkel, in my opinion, is the best thing about Family Matters and the worst thing. Best because he got the show up to ratings, and every time you see him, he's funny. Hell, I used to remember back in elementary, my school would make us watch Steve Urkel doing the sleepwalk, hitting freaking Jefferson or no Carl with the newspaper, and he keeps on doing that. It was funny as heck. But at the exact same time, look at the first season of Family Matters and the final season. That's how Urkel damaged this show. Because it went from a nice blue-collar family in Chicago dealing with all this, well, bad stuff, but getting through it with good, hard-working family, trust, dedication, and hard beings. It went from that to a sci-fi show with Urkel. I am not joking you. The Urkel bot. Urkel made his own DNA. Remember when Urkel made a freaking voodoo doll of him and Carl and then brought it back to life, but it wasn't real because it was in a dream? I am not joking you. That actually happened. And the puppet's name is Stevel. Motherfucking Stevel. That is so cheap. But there's one weird thing about these 90s show which I'm happy about talking, and that is, well, a lot of bad stuff was happening there, like the PSAs, don't do drugs, gang violence, that's bad, and stuff like that. But everybody was telling you this during that time. You're just saying to yourself, man, can you stop preaching? I just want to see something happy. And something like that happens to a lot of the shows back then. I mean, it's nice and it's very formidable and it's important to know all that stuff, but sometimes you just want to slouch in the couch with your right hand in your pocket and say, God, I hate my wife. That is where Married with Children come in. This is where the review comes in. I did this 4 minutes just to explain the other ones, but Married and Children is the greatest 90s and 80s sitcom I have ever seen. Every single 90s sitcom was like, had a family and they're either nice or quirky. The Bundys were nothing like that. The Bundys were cynical, mean, crude, and ruthless. And that's why they loved them. That's why I love them, because they stuck out like a sore thumb. The show had so much sex and so much gun violence and so much women hating. Like there was a whole part of the show where Al Bundy starts a freaking women no man. You remember that no man? He captures Jerry Springer. That's insane, but that's why I love it. Because this show stuck out like a sore thumb and everyone's trying to be nice and peaceful. The Bundy says, F that, and going to do something even greater. Being themselves. Al Bundy is one of the greatest sitcom dads of all times. Just look up Al Bundy's insults to fat women and you will be dying in laughter. But it's not just Bundy. It's not going to fall in the same curse as Will Smith from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Steve Urkel from Family Matters, where it's just only them carrying the show. No. Everybody does their parts. Peggy is very wholesome and can have some nice snaps and nice comebacks to Al's witty lines. Bud Bundy, which is Al's son, is Gentile and is trying to get laid but never happens. But he is so damn likable and so pathetic. And you could just go, oh my god, what is this little bastard doing? And Kelly, which is the daughter, also has some pretty good lines. She falls into the dumb blonde stereotype, but she is very good. She can have some nice things like, oh, that's a nice one, Kenny. That's a nice one, Kenny. But she's mostly there for the sex appeal, which, yeah, I have to admit, there was a lot of it in the show. But that's how it stuck out. You never seen something like this. And the side characters are pretty good. Not Urkel levels good, but very good as their like own categories, second behind them. Marcy and Jefferson are hilarious. Marcy going back to back with Al with insults, Jefferson being an idiot and sliding his own, or the officer or his officer that has this like friend and his no man group, freaking his the Griff, the freaking guy that he works in the shoe office with. He has some pretty good one-liners, but there is so much 90s madness in this show. I love it. You got Sam Claxton, you know, the screaming guy going, ah, 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 ah. That guy. You got him. You got freaking King Kong Bundy in the freaking show. That's freaking nuts. And like, you got so much stuff. There's even NFL quarterbacks that showed up in the show one time. And that was about it. But the reason why I say the show is the greatest is because it was truly the color red in a world of black and white. I'm going to say this a lot. It was truly a color red in a world of black and white. And it stuck out from every single show out there. Sure, The Simpsons was the most highest rated show in the 90s, but Married and Children had some charm with them. And saying, man, only in the 90s that could exist. Because if it was put now, it would be in the cancel culture shit. But yeah, I guess I gotta talk about my personal connection with the show. During not my connection, from my mother. My mom was working as a waitress in an office. No, working as a waitress in a restaurant. And turns out, the lead actor that played Al Bundy was there. She was like, oh my god, I love your show. He's like, yeah. He said he was a very nice guy, and he gave out his autograph to her. But yeah, only in the 90s, Married and Children could exist. Heck, man. Only in that show. But it's nice that it was in the 90s. Because there's a little time capsule to think, oh my god, this is what your ancestors and your parents used to watch back in the day. This is how crude it was, and you loved it. That's why I did. So, that was the Married and Children review. I think there's going to be more out there. So, all I can really do say is the thing I've been saying for a long time. I'm the Mayhem, and cut the camera.